Can this device improve your rest, relaxation, and concentration? Well, this week we'll be peering into the soul to find out if this piece of innovation is really just a glorified white noise maker or truly a symphony of nature. Well, before we talk about soul, let's talk about the concept, white noise, and ambient sound, and whether or not that can really help improve concentration and reduce stress. At first, I know what you're thinking. This topic is completely subjective. What could be noise for one person is inspiration for another. For example, I have a friend who listens to heavy metal music while studying, or even driving in a car, and I can't think of anything more anxiety-inducing than having some person screaming at the top of their lungs right into my ear and just blaring out and destroying all my auditory senses. But somehow this guy can. He can concentrate during those times. Me, on the other hand, I like to go to a cafe, I like to sit down and have the hum of other people's conversations floating around me, only so that I can ignore them completely in order to write whatever it is that I'm doing, or study, or think. Now, I know that both these examples seem completely counterintuitive, but I think the major takeaway is that as humans, somehow we like some level of noise around us in order to help us concentrate. Is that true? I don't know. The science says otherwise. Most research in this field shows that problem solving and problems that require memory are better done in complete silence. That means no music, no ambient sound, no background noise, utter silence. Good luck finding that. Well, so this noisemaker is completely useless. That was the show. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. No, of course, it's not that simple. There is a time and a place for sound. In fact, if you want to be more creative, or when doing a repetitive task, that's when we find out that sound is actually a benefit. But not all sound is created equally. A paper published in the Journal of Consumer Research entitled "Is Noise Always Bad?" found that a moderate level of ambient noise actually boosts creativity in most people. A moderate level of noise. This is important, a moderate level, which is about 70 decibels. This is the equivalent of, say, in the distance having the sound of traffic, or a radio, TV, music. This is found to actually boost creativity because what's happening is that your brain is processing the sound of this noise while also doing its regular thinking. What's happening is that this overcharge of thinking and processing is causing your brain to start thinking of creative ways to solve that problem. But one thing is for sure, and that is that you have to avoid random sounds like horns honking, or construction, or someone coughing, or that guy.
I'm sorry, we're recording?
Yeah. Anyway, you can't always avoid that guy, which brings us back to soul. It's a combination of 8 nature sounds. They include alpha, breeze, fire, rain, thunder, stream, birds, and bells. And the bells, which are my personal favorite. I imagine myself up on the Himalayas. In fact, when I'm playing with soul, I imagine myself doing a lot of things, actually. It's like having a soundtrack to my imagination. For example, when I turn up the fire with a little bit of birds and even less bells, I can imagine the scene of a destroyed village in a horrifically violent action film. The scene is the day after the invading barbarians have ran through the peaceful villages and left only the motionless bodies, burned huts, and songs of apathetic birds behind. The other one is the combination of alpha and thunder with a touch of breeze can make for an X-Files-esque sci-fi scene involving a spaceship flying overhead a crop of corn in the flat, fertile fields of the Midwest, the dark skies penetrated by the sharp light of the pie tin-shaped UFO hovering overhead. Are you seeing it? Am I just a weirdo? I know you're seeing it too. Think of the movie Signs with Mel Gibson. Anyway, back to reality. The soul, or soul. I often don't like devices such as Soul. While the concept is great, I love the idea of having nature sounds. In execution, it's always left me wanting more because of usually the speakers that are built in are not that high quality. And unfortunately for me, I find that the Soul has the same problem. They do have a solution included in the product, which is over here by the USB-C power adapter, and that's required because there's no battery inside. This thing must be plugged in all the time. Next to it is the 3.5mm jack, allowing you to plug into higher quality, better speakers so you can have a really richer sound. Each of the different knobs allows you to control one sound independently. You can turn up the volume of that one. And of course, you can combine this with others, making a symphony of nature, as the group at Soul says. And then on top of that, you have the overall master sound levels up here. There's also a timed shutoff button here that you can toggle between 30, 60, and 90 minutes of play, and then the automatic shutoff. My largest complaint here is that the indicator light is so faint, I'm not sure what I've selected unless it's completely dark in the room. And lastly, there is the blue light emitter over here, which in contrast to the timer light is so bright that when I had it next to my bedside table, it was so bright I couldn't fall asleep. When I put it in a distant corner of the bedroom though, it was perfect. And if you follow the on and off of the blue light, it's supposed to help you control your breathing as it slowly slows down to only about 5 breaths per minute. This is a fully working prototype, and I'm hoping that the team behind Soul will be able to fix these things and take them into account before delivering the final product. So, after saying all that, I think it's not a question of whether sound is good or not. That's not the right question to be asking yourself. It's more about the quality of sound and what kind of sound that is. I think the right question is, what kind of sound do I need to make me feel comfortable? And there's 3 things you have to know. 1, if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't add more stimuli with having sound. Number 2, when you need a creative boost, some background noise and sound may help you a lot. And number 3, if you're getting bored, sound will help motivate you. In the end, it's important to remember that the ideal sound is whatever makes you feel comfortable in the situation and helps motivate you. And it's up to your personal preference. So whether you're writing or you're a yoga master, we all want that personal taste to help put us in the right space as we're doing our activity. You can receive your Soul with a minimum donation of $99 USD from their Kickstarter campaign. Personally, I like this product. I just wish the price point was just a little bit lower. I did like sleeping with this thing, not in that intimate kind of way, but just having it next to my bedside table, it did help relax me and drown out some of the chaotic sounds going on around of the city, or even that water pipe that's a little too close to my bed. We'll have a link to the product down below. So just remember that whether you're in the market for a noisemaker or just something to help you rest, relax, and concentrate, consider Soul and its symphony of nature. That was our review of Soul. This is Tech I Want saying goodbye. Remember to like and subscribe if you'd like to find out more information about Soul. Check out our website. Until next time, we're out.